All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat, Dawadah, the house of David. This is the brother Malak coming back at you with this truth. All right, so as you know, man, current events, right, and things that are going on in the world, especially what I'm about to get into, which is the RFID microchip, which I get into a lot. You know, the BCI, the brain computer interface, right? You got stable coins, right? The Cbdc, central bank digital currencies, 15-minute smart city, surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting, and tracking, IoT, Internet of Things, IOB, Internet of Bodies, hooking you up to the cloud, biometrics, digital, totalitarian, authoritarian government system, right? For you to be tracked and traced and controlled. You see? These are all the things that are going on. A UBI, universal basic income, right? Credit, social credit scores, right? And so on and so forth. Okay? So without further ado, let's go into here first. Let's go into some scriptures first. Right? So this is Numbers 23 and 19. It says, Yahweh is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Right, because everything is going to come to pass. This prophecy is a major prophecy. It's the most relevant prophecy that's in front of your face, man. Right? Especially that BCI, the brain-computer interface between China and America. What's his name? Elon Musk, Neuralink, synchronized, and so on and so forth. The RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, right, as well. Right, which would be put between your forefinger and your thumb, right? Which is to be pretty much to be hooked up to the cloud, man. Right? Merging man with machine, the fourth and fifth industrial revolution. Okay, transhumanism. You know? So these are the things that are going on, man. All right? And as you can see, they're going to phase money out. Cash is going to be phased out. You see? They're about to bring in this chip. Okay? All right, let me get this here. So, what about if some didn't believe what we were saying? Well, guess what? It doesn't matter because it's going to happen. So this is Romans 3 and 3. It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh Bashim Yahushai be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. You see? So these things are all going to come to pass. Right? Let me get Isaiah 55. Right? And let's start at verse number 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the Lord is going to make these things happen, man. This is Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai's chip. You see? To test the who? The elect and the people of the world, right? Because why? This place is going to be burnt by ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. America will be burnt. Israel will be burned. Many different other places will get burnt with ICBM missiles, man. Okay, mainly America is going to get destroyed. Mainly Israel is going to get destroyed. But Israel is going to be rebuilt back up. America is not going to be rebuilt back up. It's not going to be inhabitable. It's only going to have desert creatures here, man. Right? Dog creatures and things of that nature. They're the only ones that are going to remain here in this wasteland that is going to be by ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Long-range missiles, man. All right? They're going to be shot off by Esau's constituents. Okay? So let's go here real quick. Let's go to Isaiah, right? 46 and 10. This is Isaiah 46 and 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. You see? So the Lord is going to do all his pleasure. Habakkuk 2. Right? Habakkuk 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? And this thing is not tarrying. You see, They're going to push off that RFID microchip. This will be a cashless society, a totalitarian, authoritarian, digital government, man. Government means mind control. All right? You see? And that's what's going down. So, right? So this is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says relating in an appropriate way to something under consideration, having significant and demonstrable bearing on or relation to the matter at hand. You see? It says providing evidence trending to prove or disprove the matter or issue under discussion, having a social relevance related to things that have a societal importance. And this chip. This chip is what's relevant right now. This is what we're talking about. This is what's going on. You see? So that's all I needed on that, man. All right? This is what's going on. This RFID microchip. So now let's hop into this here, right? This is the article, as you can see here. Let me see. Okay, let me get out of here. Get that out of here. All right, let's get that out of here. Right, so this is the article. It says 140 companies, one blockchain, one new dollar. Right? This was 5 hours ago that this thing was uploaded on here on 69 News, right? August 17th, which is today. So let's listen to the article, right? And then we'll go get, matter of fact, before we do the article, let's go get the chip. Right? Let's go get this RFID microchip right here. You see, this is the chip. Okay, when you understand, you got the brain-computer interface, and you got the RFID microchip, which is this right here, right? And as you can see, device, it says the size, right? The device is a little millimeter long and about 1 millimeter in diameter, and comparable to a grain of rice. You see? Tissue binding cap, okay? A cap made from a special plastic covers harmonically sealed glass capsule containing the RFID circuitry. It says the plastic is designed to bind with human tissue and prevent the capsule from moving around once it has been implanted. All right, antenna. The coils of the antenna turn the reader varying magnetic field into current to power the chip. All right, the coil is coupled to the coupler form, right? The coupler to form circuit that resonates at 134 kilohertz. Okay, ID chip. All right, the chip modularizes. All right, it says the amplitude of the current going through the antenna to continuously repeat at 128-bit signal. The bits are represented by the change in the amplitude, low to high or high to low. Right, an analyst by Jonathan Westhoff of Cambridge, Massachusetts, indicated that only 32 of the bits varied between any two varichips. The rest of the bits probably tell the reader when the loop starts and may also contain some error checking or correction data. So this is the chip, man. That small grain of rice right there, that RFID microchip is going to be put between your forefinger and your thumb. This is what we're talking about here, man. Okay? You see? And like I said, right, before we get into that article, matter of fact, let's get out of here. Let's go here real quick, because I always bring this out. Let's go to the goals, the UN 2030 goals, 16 and 17. 16, it says peace, justice, and strong institution. Promote peaceful societies and inclusive institutions for sustainable development, right? Sustainable development goals 16.917, right? Only those with the RFID chip and a digital ID passport and biometric data and on a blockchain can be a part of the peaceful society. Social credits will be used to get the population to obey the New World Order. And as you know, 15-minute smart city surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting, and tracking, the fourth and fifth industrial revolution, hooking man up to machine transhumanism, right? You see, exoskeleton going with the BCI, right? The brain computer interface, for the ALS patients and so on and so forth, right? All these things are in the midst, man. IoT, Internet of Things, IOB, Internet of Bodies, 6G, high frequencies of radiation, right? Drones, Palantir, Gideon, UBI, right? Universal Basic Income. You see, all these things, social credits, all these things, man. All right? Social credits will be used to get the population to obey the New World Order and punish unwanted behavior. It says those who do not comply will be imprisoned or have all benefits on a blockchain turned off. Right, blockchain. Everything is going to be stored on that blockchain to be tracked, traced, and controlled. Okay, 17 partnerships for the goals. It says strengthen the means of the implementation or revitalize global partnership for sustainability. In order to implement all 17 SDGs and maintain global partnerships for the goals, a number of key technologies need to be further pushed on societies, such as the Cbdc, central bank digital currency, blockchain technology, CRISPR gene editing, right? CRISPR gene editing. See? The mRNA. Okay? You see? It says AI monitoring, right? Sensors, AI and biometrics, facial recognition cameras, 5G, 6G, high frequencies of radiation, which is called that grievous sore, right? Smart city surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting, and tracking, right? RFID chip, IoT, Internet of Things, IOB, Internet of Bodies, robotics, etc. to fully control the world. You see? So let's get out of there and let's go play this here article, and then we'll get into the Revelation 13, and, we'll end it from there.
More than 140 companies just agreed on something. BlackRock, Visa, MasterCard, Stripe, and Coinbase have all put their names behind a single new dollar-backed stablecoin called OpenUSD, or OOST, according to reporting from late June 2026. Rivals who spend most of their lives competing for your wallet decided to build one together, and they did it on the same network behind the Sol price people watch every day. We'll walk through what OOST is, why this group chose the Solana network specifically, and what a dollar owned by a coalition rather than a single company could mean for the way you pay for things. The launch is planned for later this year, so we're talking about something arriving soon rather than something already in your pocket. When rivals share a wallet, the eye-catching part of OOST is the cooperation. Local trending news. Card networks and banks tend to guard their turf, so to speak. So when Visa, MasterCard, ENY, Ripple, Shopify, and Google all sign onto the same project, the agreement itself becomes the more important aspect. Open Standard, the group behind OOST, even named Zach Abrams, co-founder of Stripe-owned Bridge, as its founding CEO. Think about what that arrangement changes. Most stablecoins are products sold to businesses by one issuer. OOST is being built by the businesses that intend to use it. That flips the usual relationship, where you're the customer, into one where you're closer to a part owner. It's a small change in wording and a big change in incentive. Why the fast lane one? So why Solana exactly? The coalition picked it as the launch network from day one, and the reasons are quite clear. It helps to stop thinking of Solana as an investment and start thinking of it as infrastructure. For money to move smoothly, you want two things: speed and cheapness. Solana settles transactions in under a second, and fees frequently fall below a cent, which makes it behave more like speedy payment rails than a trading chip. The usage numbers back that up too. In February 2026, Solana handled roughly 36% of the world's adjusted stablecoin volume, ahead of both Ethereum and Tron, and payment names were already comfortable there. Visa settles on Solana, and PayPal's Piest runs on it too. And Solana leads on money moving, even though Ethereum still holds more money parked in stablecoins overall. Leading on flow rather than storage tells you a lot about what this network is good at. The dollar that pays you back. This touches your interests most directly. OOST is being designed to share its reserve earnings with the businesses using it, and to charge nothing to create or cash out the coin, which sets it apart from the single issuer model. That's a meaningful difference. When you hold a typical stablecoin, the company backing it earns interest on the reserves and keeps it. OOST's structure hands most of that yield back to its coalition. Zach Abrams, Open Standards founding CEO, put the thinking this way: it's a stablecoin built for the internet economy, designed by the businesses growing it. For context, USDC currently leads stablecoins on Solana with more than 65% of the market, around $9.2 billion, so Oozed is stepping into an established field. And these coins already sit at the heart of everyday trading. On Binance, for instance, tokenized stock purchases are funded through USDC, with sale proceeds paid back in the same coin, showing how central dollar stablecoins have become to modern platforms. If a dollar can return its own yield to the businesses using it, why would companies keep
Slovakia. So, so that was, pretty much it on the article, man. So let's go here. Right, let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 13. Revelation 13, and let's just go right to the point. Matter of fact, let's start at 15. And it says, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right? That charagma, that incision between the forefinger and the thumb by the corax, right? Which is the needle that's going to stick that chip inside of your hand. Right? You see, BCI, the brain computer interface, which is going to do surgery, hooked up to an exoskeleton to fulfill what miracles, left hand miracles. Okay? Anyway, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, right? That's transactional, save he that had the mark, charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that haveth the understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, Stai Chi Sigma, right? 666. That goes back into the Greek, and that's the number of imperfection of a man. And you see the World Health or the World Economic Forum presents the 666, right? It's not just with money, but it's with all things overall. But they deal with money on a financial level, but all things overall, the World Economic Forum. You see? So those are things right there, right? So let's go to Revelation 16, Revelation 16 and 2, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Now let's jump down to verse number 10. It says, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the power Yahweh of heaven because of their pains and their sores. What Halkos, sores, that's with the pus from high frequencies of radiation, right? It says, and repented not of their deeds. See, and repented not of their deeds. And then you take that shit, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to destroy you, doomed for the worshippers of the beast. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yahweh is the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai. All right, so with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Marakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and well. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat, Dawadah, the house of David, Kwam, Yasha Allah, Abba Babal, repent ye, for the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is at hand. Shalom.